All right, welcome Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I would like to thank my replay viewers. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for your time. If you could please share, um, if you could share the broadcast. If you are a replay viewer, please let me know that you are a replay viewer and hashtag replay. I would love to personally greet you. Welcome to my broadcast today, another segment of A Heart to Heal. And today we are talking about you are not arrogant, you are assured. Um, so many, and I'm not going to be on here long today. So I'm just going to go right in. Hi, Nice Sykes. Okay, I'm going to go right into the broadcast today. So, subject today is you are not arrogant. You are assured. So, let's talk about what assured is. Um, Assured means that you are confident, you are sure of oneself, you are positive, you are poised, level head, tranquil, and unfazed. One thing that you are not when you are assured is you are not doubtful, you are not nervous, and you are not confused. So, there are many times that we feel like, I know with me, a lot of times I had people to say, "Oh, you are so arrogant. You are so full of yourself. You you think you better than everybody else." And for a long time, those phrases actually affected me. It affected my character, it affected how I saw myself. It affected me seriously. But then I had to come to the understanding of what arrogant is, what it means to be arrogant. And arrogant is prideful, thinking highly of yourself, thinking you're better than somebody else. And that's not who I was. I'm like, I might think on a different level. And I think many times people get that confused when people talk about being arrogant. Because many times, a lot of people who are sure of who they are, they know who they are, they get people confuse them. Okay, Periscope, I'm gonna try to fix you real quick. People confuse them of who they are, and they call them arrogant, and they call them prideful. And High Spiritual Readings by Teresa. They call them arrogant and they call them prideful, and they get so many different names. And a lot of time it began to take effect on that person. And that person start taking on that identity. Either they take on that identity or they start and hide and they flee and they run from others, and they begin to have low self-esteem, and they begin to not really be sure about who they are because of what somebody else said, or because of what somebody else called them, or who somebody else called them. And so many times we let this affect our life, our well-being, and that's not who we are called to be. You're not arrogant. You are confident. You are sure of yourself. You are positive. A lot of people who down people who are confident, it's because they don't have confidence in themselves. They have low confidence. They are not sure of their self. They are a lot of time in torment and turmoil with themselves, because never one time, and I have done this so long, do you doubt who you are. Do you doubt who God created you to be? Because He created you in His image. So, not 1 minute should you doubt who God created you. You should have confidence in knowing who you are and knowing whose you are, because you are the son and the daughter of the Most High. You are made from greatness. So if you're made from greatness, why shouldn't you think you are great? Why shouldn't you think that why can't you walk in boldness? Why can't you walk in confidence? I know Ephesians 3:12 says, in whom we have boldness and access with confidence through our faith in Him. So we walk in a boldness. We walk in confidence. We walk knowing who we are, or we should walk knowing who we are. We should walk knowing that we are kings and we are queens. And I know last week I talked to the queens and I told the queens to put your crown up, pick your crown back up, because we have allowed people to talk down to us, to call us out of our name, to take away our standards, our values of who we are. And that just messed us up for a while. And a lot of people are still living there because they don't have value. They don't know what their worth is. And you are worthy. You are so worthy of so much more than you give yourself credit for. First John 5:14 says, and this is the confidence that we have toward Him, that if we ask anything according to His will, He will hear us. So if you don't have that confidence in yourself, ask God to help you build your confidence. Ask Him, who do He call you? Who does He say you are? Who are you with Him? What are you with Him? What does He call you? What standard does He call you? What standard does He hold you to? And these are the questions that you ask your daddy, so you can start building your confidence, building who you are, building who you are created. Because He also told you that He that began a good work in you, He will complete it at the day of Jesus Christ. So He built you to be beautiful. He built you to have self-confidence. He built you to be bold and courageous. A lot of times we let the enemy fool us because we don't look like a model. We don't have the image that they portray on TV. We don't have the image that the supermodels have, and all of this stuff that they show. And then we start to compare ourselves. And y'all know comparison can kill sometimes. Comparison will make your self-confidence lower. Comparison will make you fall into a depression because you're trying so hard to be somebody that God did not call you to be. Maybe God didn't call you to be that small. Maybe God didn't call you to look like that. He didn't call you to have a figure like that. So we have to get comfortable in the skin that we are in. We have to get comfortable in who we are and whose we are and who He has called us to be. It's time for us to know who we are and have confidence and walk in that boldness. And don't let the enemy, for one time, make you doubt that. Make you doubt that you are called to be great, that you are beautiful, that you are called to millions. Mm-hmm. It's time out for us to walk with our head down, but it's time for us to walk in everything that God is calling us. That's just not the prosperity. That's not just finances. That's just not the material things. But when we walk in all He called us to walk in, you are walking in the glory of who you are, in the beauty, in the confidence of who you are and the boldness of who you are. So it's time for us to raise our head up and be bold in who God is calling you to be, and to be able to walk and be able to talk. It doesn't matter you don't talk like somebody else. It doesn't matter you don't sound like somebody else. That doesn't matter. What matters is that the one who created you, that he's proud of who you are and what you are doing for his kingdom. And that's one thing that I do. I teach women to be bold, to be courageous, to be all that God has called you to be, to walk in your purpose, to walk in your calling, to walk in the anointing of God, because there's an anointing on everybody's life. There's a call on everybody's life. There's a purpose for everybody's life. You have a purpose on this earth. Yeah. Whether your purpose is greater than somebody else, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you show up. What matters is that you walk in your boldness and you walk in your confidence and you walk in love and you walk in your healing and you don't walk with your head down and you don't walk looking defeated and you don't walk looking tired and you don't walk looking like the world is on your shoulder, but you know that you know who holds you. You know who holds your hand. You know that when you get tired, that there is somebody there to give you rest. So be confident in who you are. Know that God, what God has created in you, he is going to complete that thing. So you don't have to change your look. You don't have to change who you are. Okay, you want to put on makeup? Fine. I'm not going to say don't fix yourself up. Don't put on earrings. I love my makeup, but my makeup don't define me. I love wearing jewelry, but my jewelry doesn't define me. What defines me is how I walk, what comes out of my mouth, what's in my heart, who people see me as. I can't walk around saying one thing and living a different life. So what defines you is how you carry yourself, the love that you have in your heart, how you handle, how you deal with your brothers and your sisters. That's what defines you. You are not conformed to this world. So if the world don't like you, who cares? If they look down on you, who cares? As long as you're doing what God is telling you to do, as long as you're walking in your purpose, maybe they're not called to you. So let them look down on you because they're not even on your level. They're not called to you. They're not called to your voice. They're not called to your style. They're not called to your look. They're not called to be in your tribe. So that's okay. They look down on you. That's okay. So many times we try to fit in when this is not the time for us to fit in. This is the time for us to stand out. And sometimes standing out is being bold. Sometimes standing out is showing up when you don't want to show up. It's saying stuff that you really don't want to say, but you know God is telling you to say it. But you have that confidence in knowing that when you open your mouth, he's going to feel it. You have that boldness. It's not arrogance. It's that bold. You are bold in what you are. You are bold in who you are. You are bold in who God is calling you to be. So you can open your mouth. You can walk with your head high. You can walk with your shoulders back. That's not you being arrogant. That's not you being conceited. That's you walking in the assurance of who God called you to be. That's you not doubting yourself. That's you knowing yourself. That's you knowing who God created you to be, how God created you to be, understanding who you are, understanding whose you are, understanding you. And this is the time for you to understand who you are. Understand who God has called you to be. Understanding that you're not going to look like your next one. You might not even look like your sister or your brother, but you are who you are. Walk boldly in that person. Because the way God created you, it was for a reason. Hey, sis. It was for a reason. He created you to look like you look for a reason. If he wanted all of us to look the same, if he wanted all of us to sound the same, if he wanted all of us to walk the same, he would have created all of us the same. But guess what? He didn't do that. So somebody pick on you because you're different. Because you talk a certain way. Who cares? You be bold in the way you talk. You be bold in the way you show up. You're not arrogant. You know who God created you to be. You know why he created you, because you're learning who you are, and you're learning who you are in him. You have an understanding of who you are. So this is your time to show up. This is your time to be bold. And if you don't know how, don't be afraid to ask. You know what? I don't know how to be bold. I don't know what my self-worth look like. I don't know what it is not to emotionally eat. I don't know what it is to put my plate, turn my plate over. I don't know what it is to be anybody other than somebody else. I don't know how it feels to live in my own skin, because I've been chasing somebody else's for most of my life. So I don't know who I am. I don't know the real me. It's okay to say you don't know, because this is a time for you to learn who you are and be assured of who you are, to be confident of who you are. This is your time to be sure of yourself, to be level-headed, to be unfazed. Y'all, the devil can't faze me, because I know who I am. I know who God created me to be. He stole who I was a long time ago. When I walked, I didn't know who I was. I wasn't sure of who I was. And I let him have that. I allowed him to take that from me. I allowed him to take my confidence from me. But I can no longer allow that to happen. I can no longer give him that. I can no longer allow him to take who God created me. So if you call me arrogant, call me arrogant. I'm okay with that, because I know who I am. I know I'm not arrogant. But I have the confidence of knowing who God created me to be. Before, no, I didn't know that. You called me arrogant, I probably would have took that. But now I know that I'm not arrogant. I know that I'm not stuck up. I know that I'm not conceited. I know that I'm not better. I don't feel like I'm better than somebody else. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm not better than anybody else. I just made different choices than somebody else. And that's what we have to realize. You're not arrogant. You just made a different choice. You decided to make different choices in life. That's all I have for you tonight. God just wanted me to come out. Somebody needs to know, somebody calling you names, and they're calling you arrogant, and they're calling you out your name and calling you things that you are not. And tonight, God said, that's not who you are. You are not arrogant, but you are created in the image of God. You walk in confidence. You walk in the assurance of who you are. You walk knowing that God created you and that great work that he's doing in you, that he's going to complete that work. And he is faithful to complete that work. You know that you have boldness and you have access to him. You have the confidence to go to him, that if you don't know who you are, you can ask him to teach you who you are, to tell you who you are. Sis, are you laughing at me? That's all I have. I am Anita McDaniel with the Voice of Healing. I am your wellness healer. I come out here to teach women how to move past where they are, to let their trials be their teachers, the things that they went through in their life. Don't let it get you down, but let it be your confident builder. Let it take you to your next level. I am here to teach women their worth. If you don't, those that are emotional eaters, to learn your triggers in life, the way you do what you do, why you do what you do, even if it's not eating. What are your triggers when it comes to your devices? I am here to push you to another level, to push your mind to another level, that you don't have to be who you are. You don't have to be stuck where you are. Even if you're in a narcissistic relationship, you don't have to be stuck where you are. You have value, you have worth, and you can be everything that God has put on your name to be. For those women who want extra, want a community, and you looking for some support, women to talk with, I do have a group. It's called Mentally Fit and Free. You can join by going to bit.ly/mentally fit and free, all spelled out. And that is a group. You can go in. All I ask you is that you answer the questions before you join the group. Um, if you invite somebody, make sure that they do answer the questions before joining. That's all I have for you. I am a wellness healer. So if you need to contact me, you can contact me at coach@avoiceofhealing.com. You can also go to my website, www.avoiceofhealing.com. I do have programs there. I am a certified coach. So if you need a coach, you can also contact me there also. I hope everybody have a blessed night, and I will talk to you probably on Wednesday. Bye. Love you. All right. Bye, Periscope. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for coming on.